Good morning class 5. Today we will start with the revision class. We have already finished all the chapters of our unit 2 exam, and today is the day when we will discuss about the first chapter of your unit 2 exam, that is animal life. We will just go through the points and we will discuss a brief conversation and the questions what can come and what are the important points what you have to remember for the exam purpose. So please go to the page 41. Page 41. Now see, first and foremost thing about here, we will see different types of animals and their different living habits, eating habits, and how they move from one place to the other, and how they breathe, everything, all details about different sorts of animals. So first, an important thing is habitat. The surrounding in which a living organism lives and survive is called its habitat. So habitat means the place where you are living and its surrounding and where you are surviving. So the place where you are surviving and its environment together is called its habitat. Now about different body coverings, we have seen that tortoise are having a hard shell where they protect themselves. Fish have scales, birds have feather, and mammals have big hair on their body. Polar bear have thick covering of fur, because we know that inside the fur, why their bodies are protected with fur, because we know that they want to store the heat inside. Otherwise polar bear and the animals which are having big fur, they are generally habitat of a cold region, isn't it? Polar region. So over there it's too cold, we know. Everywhere is ice, covered with ice. So inside the fur they used to protect their heat so that they do not suffer the cold. Now different eating habits, as we know that there are three different types of animals according to their eating habits. One is herbivores, those who are dependent only on green grass and plants. Carnivores, those who depend on other animals for their survival, for their eating food. And finally those who are omnivores or omnivorous, those who eat grass, plants, as well as the flesh of other animals. Now according to this difference are important: carnivores, omnivores, herbivores, omnivores, then herbivorous, carnivorous, like that difference you can get. It is very important. Definition of habitat is also important. Now the herbivores are having sharp front teeth so that they can tear the grass and leaves. Carnivores like lion, tiger, eagle, frogs and lizards are also carnivorous, because with the help of the sticky tongue they used to prey the insects, isn't it, for their food. And they are having very sharp teeth, pointed teeth, so that, and the back teeth are front and flat and hard, because with the help of the pointed teeth they used to tear the flesh, and with the thick teeth or broad teeth they used to chew their food. Finally the animals, those who are omnivores, the big example is human being. We are omnivores because we eat both flesh and green leaves, isn't it? So next we will go to the different method of breathing. As we know, some are having nose, human beings and mammals, bird and reptiles, they use their lungs for breathing, and they are having nostrils. As we know, two holes of the nose through which the oxygen passes inside. The mixture of oxygen and carbon dioxide goes inside the lungs. Over there purification or purifying of the gas occurs. The body absorbs the oxygen and release the bad air, the carbon dioxide, again through nostril. Next page, page 44. Some animals breathe through moist skins. The earthworm breathes through moist skin. Then the animals breathe through, some animals are there, those who breathe through their body holes called spiracles. They are specially insects. The air that enters reaches all parts of the body through small tubes called breathing tubes. So the spiracles of the holes are connected with breathing tubes through which air enters, and again through that air, in the same process, the carbon dioxide is being released. Some animals breathe through gills. As we know, aquatic animals, especially fish, breathe through gills. And when what happens when the water passes through the gills absorb the oxygen from the mixture of air and water, and again the carbon dioxide is really released through the gills, inside the gills, and through the gills it is again passed in the water. Fish, tadpole, prawns, and most animals that live in water breathe through the dissolved water. Means in the water there are mixture of water as well as gas. So through that the oxygen is being captured by the this aquatic animal, and then carbon dioxide is being released. Now next is the movement. As we know that as I have explained when I was taking class, that all animals are having two forelimbs and two hind limbs. Forelimbs are two hand what we have, and hind limbs are two leg. But in case of some animals like cheetah, horse, gazelle, they are good runners. All the limbs are changed into forelimbs and hind limbs. Both they use for their good running. Rabbits used to hop. Humans, they used to walk on their 2 feet. Snakes, they do not have legs, we all know. With the help of their scale and their special movement, as I have shown you, the movement of like this, again they proceed this part and they proceed the following. Again they squeeze and then straighten. Then squeeze their body and straighten. Like that they move with the help of the scale. Crocodiles and lizards, they have strong claw, short paw they have, isn't it? Like this, isn't it? Yes. And finally, insects have 6 legs. Ants and beetles use their legs for walking. Next, we will go to the animals that fly. Animals that fly, we all know that all the birds, majority of the birds can fly because of their very strong wings, and the wings are so strong that they are heavier than their body weight, and with the help of making the strong wings, they keep on flying above and make them up and down so that easily the air is passed and they can lift their body. Houseflies and mosquitoes, butterflies, moths and bees are also flying insects. So they are also having the same, they are also having very strong wings, and they can fly because they have very light and small bodies. Next part is animals that can swim. So, see, aquatic animals are being adapted with different sorts of bodily feature that helps them to swim. Fish, we all know, with their fins they can swim. The frogs swim with their webbed feet. Webbed feet, as I have drawn, webbed feet are feet like this. The fingers, they are connected with some skin. Prawns and tadpoles swim with their legs, and finally turtle use their flippers. See, just below the page, flippers are drawn. Flippers are like this. These are connected with the body of the turtle. They push it back to proceed their body in the water. Finally, about the movement, we will read about some animals, those who travel long distance for migration. What is migration? Sometimes it happens that the present weather or the prevalent weather may be very hot or may be cold. The animals, they cannot adjust with the change of the season, and that's why they change their place of living for survival, for shelter, and for living, isn't it? So this seasonal movement of animals from one region to another is called migration. So when they cannot tolerate, definition of migration is very important. For definition part, you have to read. So when the present condition or the weather is not suitable to the particular animal, they shift their place of living and shelter, and they go to somewhere else for their survival and for their shelter. Like Arctic tern example is given, 70,000 kilometers they migrate. Eel fish, they used to swim for 6,000 kilometers. Some monarch butterflies, they fly from Canada to Mexico. And finally, we have read about Siberian cranes, those who are very less in number, they decreasing in number because due to of usage of over usage of pesticides and chemicals, and also one of the reason is the pollution. So these are the very important points what you will read for your exam. Once again I shall tell, the important part is the definition will be habitat, and the carnivore, omnivore, and herbivore. You will read the different parts of features. See, in 30 marks question, this very less chance of long questions, maximum one or two, or even not that. So you have to go through details, difference between the herbivore, carnivore, like that, and different method of breathing, different method of moving, what are the bodily feature they are having, migration, and finally the examples, small examples of migrations. So that is all for this chapter. You will next day we will start with the revision class or revision session of bones and muscles. Thank you.